It ain't kinda close. Muhammad with the rope, but dope got money goes. Check the wrist flex, we on a different time. I don't eat seafood, got bigger fish to fry. Grind over sleep.
Yo, what's going on, people? You know who it is. It's yours truly, of course, Tae Wiggs, coming live and direct from the Man Cave as usual. For those subscribers out there that is not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that bell. If you're not subscribed to my Twitter page, hit that bird at TAE_WIGGS. You know I keep you in tune with the latest information going around the NBA. First and foremost, there were 7 games on tap last night. And for those who don't have NBA League Pass, go ahead and make that payment. You can pay one payment for one team of your choice for $119.99, or you can pay for the whole package for $199, or you can just split it up with 3 or 4 friends. Y'all can go half. If you do with 4 people, go half. $50 per person. Set the password up, and y'all can do y'all thing, man. But first and foremost, man, like I said, 7 games on tap. About to jump right into it. The surprising Sacramento Kings going up to Milwaukee. And first of all, 2 of these teams are surprising, are up-and-coming teams up in each of their conferences, especially the young Sacramento Kings, man. You know, doing their thing, man. Young talent, get up and down the floor. But going against Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo, this may be one of the most underrated benches in the league. Just because I think it's like, they were 8-1. So you going in, so 9 games into the season already. I think they have about 4 games already, about 5 or 6 people off the bench been in double figures. That's saying a lot, because if one of your starters go down other than Giannis, you still can get a nice production from other guys off the bench. John Henson, maybe a Deladova. It's Ersan Soviet. It's just the nucleus of the team. That this team has something they want to prove to everybody. And this is one of the up-and-coming rising teams in the NBA. You're looking at where Giannis Antetokounmpo is right now. Is having a MVP-type season, putting his imprint and stamp onto the team right now, early in the season. As where last night, looking at whereas Marvin Bagley, the rookie, had 11 points and 8 rebounds. Justin Jackson had 22 points. Buddy Hield had 19. But I'm looking at where, De'Aaron Fox had 10. But I'm looking at is where it's Willie Cauley-Stein, they're big men in the middle. If you want to make that leap to be one of them elite teams in the league, first of all, Willie Cauley-Stein, he should be at least an 18 and 15 type guy, meaning he shouldn't be having like he had last night. I think he had 4 points and 3 rebounds. You cannot play like that and take nights off if you're going to be against people like this, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know he's going to bring it. You're looking at where Eric Bledsoe with 17 points and 6 rebounds. And Giannis Antetokounmpo backed it up all world. 11 assists, 15 rebounds, and 26 points. The key factor is, if you want to beat a team, this is the reason why Sacramento lost last night. They got out rebounded 56-44. Then you look at how did they lose? You look on the defensive end of the floor, the defensive rebounds. The Bucks had 46. The Kings had 36. And I circled this one in red. Main key why the Milwaukee Bucks opened the door up on these guys. Milwaukee Bucks shot 91% from the free throw line. That means even though they was hitting outside threes, that means they was putting their head down. They was going to work at that free throw line, making the referees blow the whistle, and they earn their shots. I'm looking at where the Sacramento Kings shot 50% from the free throw line. That's not going to cut it if you want to keep up and want to be one of the best. If you want to win some of these games, you almost got to shoot darn near 85% from the free throw line to keep push. That means you left a lot of points on the floor last night. You can't win like that. You're not going to win games like that. Milwaukee Bucks won this game huge, 144-109. 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. I was just ragging on D'Angelo Russell, how he's not being aggressive and taking too many threes. I want him to see him drive into the hole more and be more of that point guard and create shots for his teammates. So therefore, the Brooklyn Nets won this game 122 by beating the 76ers. They only had 76ers 97 points, 122-97. And I'm looking at where Rondae Hollis Jefferson Off the bench, 21 points, 6 rebounds, hitting jumpers, driving to the hole, playing hard, no defense. I'm looking at Chris LeVert, 20 points, and he had 4 steals. That is absolutely nice. D'Angelo Russell, 21 points, 6 rebounds. Now, if he can do this on a nightly basis, that means you making your defender work on you on the offensive end. That means you should play like this every night. You should not have another game where you having 6 points and 3 assists with 25 minutes. You're a starter. They pay you the big bucks to do something nice. You just can't take nights off. You got to be dedicated to what you do. You got to be dedicated to your craft. You can't just lay eggs out there. I'm looking at this for where this team should get up and be ready for the next movement. You got to keep going. And one thing why the 76ers lost this game, 28 turnovers. 28 turnovers is too much. And they scored 39 points off them turnovers. The Brooklyn Nets scored 39 points off the 76ers turnovers. 28 turnovers, that's a bad look. You had Ben Simmons with his 20 points and 12 rebounds. Joel Embiid, 16 points, 15 rebounds. Josh Allen, the center for the Brooklyn Nets. The guy with the afro. Hey, nice piece. I thought he held his own on Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is pretty much almost averaging 29 or 28 points or something like that on the road. And to hold him under that, and to get him to average 6, to get him to get 16 points, and you had 10, and somebody asked me who you think won that battle, I'm gonna say Josh Allen, just because their team won, and they showed the 76ers. And one thing I'm gonna say something I always say it every time I do one of these segments. You look at some of the elite teams in the Eastern Conference, you look at the 76ers, and you be like, damn, we got the Brooklyn Nets tonight. And one thing about a team like the 76ers, we're gonna walk in, we're gonna beat them. We're gonna just go do our normal 1-2. And one thing I always say, never underestimate your opponent. Ever estimate your opponent. Because your opponent wants to come in, he wanna beat you too. So when you underestimate your opponent, things like this will happen. You will lose a game 122-97. And I'm looking at where how this game unfolded. And you're looking at it where it is the 76ers out-rebounded them 46-38. They won a defensive rebound battle, 37-23. But the key thing I circled here was the turnovers. 27 turnovers. The 76ers and the Nets had 9. And that's how you lose games. You got to take care of the ball. Careless turnovers, you have to take care of the basketball. Game number 3, the New York Knickerbockers take on the Washington Wizards. I'm looking at this squad. The Washington Wizards. You know, I went through my power rankings before the season started. I'm looking at where it is. I had the Washington Wizards being like the 4th or 5th best team in the Eastern Conference. And they struggling. They just snapped a 5-game losing streak. They won 108-95. Like I said, the New York Knicks, they barely beat these guys. If the Knicks would have had Kristaps Porzingis, the Knicks would have won this game. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 7 points and 4 rebounds. Dude averaged a cool 20. Period. Enes Kanter, 18 points and 12 rebounds. John Wall, 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals. When he's more aggressive on the defensive end, getting 3 or 4 more steals, they would win the game. Like I said, Bradley Beal, 22 points, 8 rebounds. This team is more efficient when them guys score like that at will. And I'm looking at Dwight Howard, second game back already, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Get Dwight Howard involved more. This thing could be something fantastic. But right now, you ask me who's the most dysfunctional team in the league, it's going to be right up there with the Cavaliers and the Wizards. Just because the Wizards have a lot of talent and not playing up to expectations. And you want this team to do very well on all aspects of the floor defensively. A team cohesiveness. This team is not being very, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not being together. You got to be together as one if you want to win in this league. You just can't take days off and pointing fingers at everybody. You go to where it's where how the Knicks lost this game. The Knicks only had 5 steals. The Wizards had 12. The Wizards had 11 blocks. That's huge. That's taking points off the board. And the Knicks had 5. Knicks lost this game too. Take care of the basketball. 18 turnovers to 13. You have to take care of the basketball. That's this whole segment. Is take care of the basketball and you will get wins and victories and so forth. The Knicks lost this game 108 to 95. Surprise game of the night. The Orlando Magic's taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Looking at where is Mo Bamba, but Orlando Magic had a great game against the Spurs. He had a double-double, 12 points and 11 rebounds. You're looking at Terrence Ross with his 17 points. You're looking at Aaron Gordon, 25 points, 8 rebounds. And they had a lead on this team, the Spurs. That's what I'm talking about. Teams coming in thinking they're going to push over the little teams. And these little teams say, you know what, we got something to prove. We're going to get one of the elite teams. And losses like this can hurt you for a seeding date later on down the road, because you go back and look at your calendar or during the year, you be like, you know what, we could have easily be a 2 or 3 seed, but we lost to Orlando. We losing to teams like the Utah Jazz. You can't do that. You gotta be hard nosed. And by watching this game, the Orlando Magic is very, very disruptive on the defensive end. Going against the Spurs. Spurs turned the ball over, had some careless turnovers, putting the Spurs in bad situations for shots, shot clock violations. When you play like that on a nightly basis, only good things can happen. And I'm looking at where, and the reason I name other guys, like you looking at DJ Augustine, who had 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. Anytime you get DJ Augustine going, man, and by him being a journeyman, he always been a nice point guard veteran who put players in the right positions to make big time plays. And this team is very savvy. The record might not show it, but if they just if they can just watch film on this and put together a 3 or 4 game winning streak, they back into thinking things else with everybody else in the rest of the conference. The Spurs, look at DeMar DeRozan, is fitting in nicely in the Greg Popovich system with 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. But the person I do want to see more from is LaMarcus Aldridge. 14 points and 6 rebounds is not enough. I need 25 points from you and 10 or 11 rebounds. You got to get that double-double. That 14 points is not going to cut it going against Orlando Magic. There's no reason why the Orlando Magic should have won this game, because if you look on paper, and that's a lot of people get caught up at, I'm looking on paper. Man, they got so-and-so. They got this player. You can't look at that, because at the end of the day, both these teams got played within 94 feet of that basketball floor. And sometimes you can underestimate your opponent. So what happens when you underestimate your opponent? And the crazy part about this, the Orlando Magic beat them in San Antonio. Something that don't happen too often. Whereas how they lost this game, the Magic and the Spurs, I'm looking at where both teams both had 43 rebounds apiece. But the defensive rebound battle went to the Spurs by 33-32. Main factor I circled was the assists. The Orlando Magic had 29 assists to the Spurs 23. That means either A, the big man was getting fed a lot in the middle, Mo Bamba, Nikola Vukovic, and you looking at whereas Eric Gordon attacking the basket. So when you got Eric Gordon attacking the basket, it's going to be a long night, because one thing I'm going to say, a couple of powerful dunks would shut down the mortality of the other team on the defensive end. Man, here come Eric Gordon with a strong dunk, throwing the hammer down. And when you play like that on a nightly basis, like I said, Orlando Magic's got a team, but can they put together a 3 to 4 game winning streak to get back in this thing? You can't be starting your season off 1-7, 2-7. You have to put something together to get the wheels turning. Like I said, the Magic took care of business on the road. 117 to 110. Next game I want to get into, you got the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the San Antonio, and the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Phoenix Suns. Sorry about that. And you looking at whereas the Suns won this game by 2, 102 to 100. You're looking at Marc Gasol, 7 points, 8 rebounds. By him being that veteran, you wanted to see more from him to put up more. You got him being destructive on certain ends of the floor, but sometimes I'm watching the game and looking at him, just going through some highlights. It's looking like he's disconnected. He's just going through the motions. I'm out here. I'm making my best. then the one thing I'm gonna say, I don't want to discredit anybody of where they want to play it, but I'm gonna say, like, do Marc Gasol really want to be in Memphis right now? Do he really want to be a Grizzly? I mean, I know his boys left. I know Tony Allen is gone from the league. Looking at Zach Randolph, he is gone. I mean, let's be honest. The proof is in the pudding. Do Marc Gasol really still want to be a Grizzly? I'm going to say no. Mike Conley, 12 points, 5 assists. You know, if he can stay healthy, we know what the Grizzlies can do when he's healthy. They are easily one of the top 5 or 6 teams in the Western Conference by far when he is healthy. Keyword is healthy. If Mike Conley can stay healthy, the Memphis Grizzlies can make a run into the playoffs. I'm looking at where Shelvin Mack, 21 points off the bench, who gave you something. Dylan Brooks was 17 points off the bench and gave you something. But the man they had to stop last night was Devin Booker, who hit that game ice cold winner with 1.2 seconds left on the shot clock in the fourth quarter. Put it up, young man. Put it up. Devin Booker, 25.7 assists. Devin Booker. Remember, this kid right here used to come off the bench for Kentucky and put up these same type of numbers. Right now, the injury set him back, but he can easily be one of these up-and-coming superstars who can make that leap. Is he on the wrong team? No. It's all up to the GM and the owner to spend that cash. If you want to make somebody happy, you got to spend that cash. You got to put the right players in the right uniforms at the right given time. And I'm looking at where, yes, we know they lost Tyson Chandler. They bought his contract out, and he's now a Laker. But at the end of the day, they're focused on right now, probably going to be their main core you're looking at. Probably going to be a Devin Booker and a DeAndre Ayton. I'm looking at this young man numbers, DeAndre Ayton. He had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Your top 3 rookies right now in the league, easily. Number 1, I'm going to go Luka Doncic. Number 2, DeAndre Ayton. And number 3, Trae Young, Atlanta Hawks. Those guys are pro ready. DeAndre Ayton is going to be a great asset to this young Suns team. Now, since you got Tyson Chandler out of the way, you can focus more on him. You give him the more repetitions going along. Then you got Trevor Ariza, who added his 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists last night. You brought in a player like Trevor Ariza who plays defense. Pretty much, this is going to make everybody else around them better. Because if you got one player playing defense, it's going to rub off. And you have to play like that. You got to play like that every night. And you know what I'm saying? Sky's the limit for this young Suns team. I'm looking at where they won their battles. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies on the board by 7, 37-30. But the one thing I did like that I seen, that the Phoenix Suns defensive rebounds was 32 to the Grizzlies 21. And you gotta get on that glass. Coaches always say, if you can get stops on defense and get rebounds, that's all. They don't care. Coaches don't. If you think about it, coaches don't care about scoring. I don't care who you are and what level you play on and who's your coach. Coach is always going to say these top 3 things: get stops, get rebounds, and get back on defense. Coaches don't care about scoring because 9 out of 10, if you play great defense, you can get a steal. That's an easily 2 points, or you can put on the free throw line for either a one-on-one situation or an and one, or to shoot 2 free throws. The coaches don't care about offense. Everybody in the basketball team know you can score. Men or women, boy or girl. We know you can score. Coaches preach all the time. Get stops, defend and get on that glass. That's it. Rebound, defense. Get back on D. That's all coaches. Every coaches explain that, where they lose games at. Everybody has a mental breakdown on defense, what they're supposed to be doing. And that's how you win games, playing defense. I'm looking at where the Memphis Grizzlies shot 30% from the 3-point line and the Suns shot 43%. You can't win like that. Point blank, period. Next game, I'm going to the T-Wolves and the Blazers. And and I said this Timberwolves probably might be the most dysfunctional group, because I named the Wizards and the Cavaliers The T-Wolves might be the top of the pot with this one. And the reason I'm saying this is because Jimmy Butler said he's going to decide on whether he's going to play back-to-back nights. Is Jimmy Butler agent is really pushing the envelope to get Jimmy out of LA to go elsewhere? We know that's the factor. We seen when Jimmy Butler's in the lineup. We seen what the things that this team can do, and the whole thing I think Jimmy Butler needs to do. Like I said, I'm always gonna say I'm gonna agree with Jimmy Butler, but he should have kept it in the house because this is gonna go on and on throughout the season, maybe up to All-Star break. Hopefully they can get a deal done to get him out of there because Jimmy Butler has the talent to help a team get to the NBA Finals, either East or West. He may be that missing piece to a certain team that's out there to looking for that next move. Maybe it's the Houston Rockets. You don't know. I'm just saying that maybe he go to San Antonio. Maybe he go to Brooklyn or New York Knicks. And if you go to New York, you can for sure put Kyrie Irving on that list next year. They get Jimmy Butler. Because I don't think those guys are best of friends. And you best to believe Jimmy Butler is the reason why Minnesota is irrelevant again. Before he got there, nobody was talking about the Timberwolves like that. Point blank period. And, people was talking about them probably about 10 years ago when they had the big ticket there. Kevin Garnett, Latrell Sprewell, Sam Cassell, and them bad boys running through there. But other than that, Jimmy Butler, he wants Karl Anthony Towns to play under the basket. He don't need you shooting threes. He wants you to be that guy who's take over a game late in fourth quarters. You know what? I'm going to feed the ball to Big Cat in the middle. This is easy. This guy, Karl Anthony Towns, can easily average 20 and 20 every night. But like I said, this is a new type of breed. These guys want to step out and shoot threes. I don't need my big man shooting threes at all. I want you to grab rebounds and dunk the ball in the basket. Tear the rim off the backboard. You want to be that aggressive. And this is what made Shaq so aggressive. Shaq went out there shooting threes. Shaq was playing under that basket, grabbing defensive, offensive rebounds, and putting them back in. That was Shaq's job right there. Feed the ball to the Shaq daddy. And Karl Anthony Towns need to get that right there. If he could just get that mentality in his head, and sky's the limit can be for him. We've seen the upside. You've seen games where he plays sluggish. You've seen games where he plays nice. It's the same thing for Andrew Wiggins. You're looking at Andrew Wiggins, 17 points. You're looking at Karl Anthony Towns, 23 points. That's good. But the downside of it, he had 5 rebounds because he went on that glass. He's getting beat off the glass. And the Blazers took care of them, 81-111. That was an ugly, ugly whooping. And you're looking at is where Nurkic, he had 19 points, 12 rebounds. And you're looking at C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard. They didn't have good shooting nights. Point blank, period. They did not have a good shooting night. And they still managed to put up 16 points of C.J. McCollum, 18 points with Damian Lillard. And the whole thing, this is where I'm saying that Karl Anthony Towns should come into his own, because off the bench for the Portland Trailblazers last night was Miles Leonard. 15 points, 12 rebounds. What more can you ask for? A guy off the bench get his number called and he show up to the party with no invitation and giving out buckets. Have Karl Anthony Towns in the paint. Get anything that he want. And the one thing I'm going to say about Karl Anthony Towns, or anybody in the league, a lot of these guys are crybabies. You're always looking for the foul. Stop looking for the foul and play basketball. If you keep crying for that call, the referee is not going to give it to you. Point blank, period. All good coaches say, hey, play your game. I'm going to go back on this. Steve Kerr said all the time. Get back and don't worry about the referees. I got this for you. That's what your coach is there for. Let the coach pick the technical foul off. Let the coach get ejected. Because 9 times out of 10, when the coach pick up the technical foul, the players' emotions, morale pick up, and they play better offensively and defensively. If he get ejected, you maybe go get the win. But at the end of the day, these players around the league got to stop crying for the call. Because guess what? The referee said, you know what? You're going to show me up? All right, keep doing it. I'm going to let the person come on the court the next 3 or 4 times for them to hack you before I call the whistle. Before I call the foul. And you can't do that. Play your game. And this Blazers team in the West, yes, we know the Western Conference teams come on late, but Portland don't get talked about that much. You know what I'm saying? Last time people was really talking about Portland, let's be honest, Scottie Pippen, Rasheed Wallace, Steve Smith, Stoudemire, Jermaine O'Neal, Zach Randolph, Ruben Patterson. Those guys, Brian Grant, Sabonis. That's the last time they was really talking about them out there when they was playing at the Rose Garden now. Now they playing at the Moda. This Portland Trailblazers team is very special. Very special. They right up there with the cream of the crop. And how they took care of business. Then listen to this. And this is why I said defend the glass. Karl Anthony Towns had 23 points and 5 rebounds. Looking at here, they got out-rebounded 38-66. Not defending the glass whatsoever. That means they weren't putting the time in, shooting a lot of threes. Remember, you shoot a three, long rebounds lead to outlet passes. Point blank simple. Defensive rebounds. 25 defensive rebounds for the Timberwolves. 49 rebounds for the Blazers. And these guys shot 23% from the three-point line. The Blazers didn't shoot that well as either. They shot 25%. But when you go back and look at it, the coaches look at stuff like this. When we got their butts kicked on the glass, 66-38. Well, who's going to play? You can't win games like that. Point blank period. Not whatsoever. You got to get back. You got to get back. There's no reason why you preach to the kids all day long. Growing up. Hey, man, you got to defend that glass. Hey, man, get back on defense. Make sure. And the one thing about defense, I keep saying defense, communication. You got to talk. Hey, man, pick left, pick right. Double screen, man. Here they come up top. Get back. Swing over that way. Move back. It's all about communication. That person on the floor got to communicate with the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Next, the last game. The Toronto Raptors and the Los Angeles Lakers. Serge Ibaka had a career night, folks. He scored 20 points in the first quarter of the Lakers as the Raptors routed the Lakers 121-107. And the one thing I'm saying about the Lakers, still a young team for the most part of it. Probably, like I said, this is one of the worst transition defensive teams in the league. They don't get back fast enough on defense. This team doesn't defend the three-point line well enough either. Another one I'm looking at, LeBron James, a future Hall of Famer. You know, some people call him the GOAT. That's up for debate. And the reason I'm saying that's up for debate, let's be honest, Michael, Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, I'm going to say Hakeem Olajuwon, these type of greats here don't let their team get down like this. I'm looking for whereas how can this team be better? Yes, we know they just brought in Tyson Chandler, somebody that is going to defend for them in the middle. But they don't need, I know they got that. That's a nice pickup. The Lakers need another scorer, another guy, another three-point shooter. They don't have a three-point shooter. And I'm not going to say you need a three-point shooter. This team just needs to be more fundamentally sound on the defensive end. Once you get into that front court, once you get past the back court of the two guards and you get into that front court, who are they going to rely on? Because you know JaVale McGee going to foul you if you get him off his feet. All you can do is JaVale McGee with one pump fake. He off his feet. Rocket has launched. And then you come back down and you don't foul you. And you know what I'm saying? You got to be fundamentally sound. And this goes for LeBron James too. Watching the Lakers on this NBA League Pass as where the team moved the ball around on the offensive end. You have a guy on the side, on the wing, shooting a three-pointer. LeBron James leaves that three-point shooting guy open up all the time. And he blames the guy that's closest to him like that was his assignment. No. If that person's defending that guy up there on top of the key, and LeBron, you on the weak side of the floor on defense, and that man is wide open by the visitor's bench for a three, and you blame the next person on the side of you, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta get your 6'8", wherever how much you weigh, 265, 270 tail out there and defend that shooter. You leaving the shooter open every time for a three ball. I just don't get it. And you blame the person next to you all the time. Every time that happens, this is what you do. Like, who's out there? That's your man. Point blank period. You've been doing this since you Came in the league in 2003, and here he is, 2018. Been in the league 16 years later, and you still blaming the person that's closest to the shooter. That should be, you blame your own self because he's out there and you leave him open every time. Serge Ibaka came in and wreaked havoc. And the one thing I'm going to say, you're looking at Lonzo Ball with his 12 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Brandon Ingram had his 16. Kuzma got 24 points. He's one of your bright spots. LeBron James, 18.6 rebounds. That's your bright spot. Kuzma and Brandon Ingram. You need to get more from JaVale McGee. More. Some people are satisfied with 12 points and 5 rebounds. But on certain nights, JaVale McGee is like the tallest player out there on the floor, and he still do bogus things, turn the ball over, don't know, dunking the ball and the ball hitting the back of the iron is coming out. Just dunk the ball softly, big man. And watching the game last night, seeing with LeBron James and him and Luke Walton was talking. It was like LeBron James out there coaching the team and Luke Walton was just listening. I mean, I understand every player got their input. But LeBron James, what is you doing? Best player in the world. You need to, like I said, been saying it forever. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, these greats, Elijah Wan, they tag early. They want you to come to them. They tag early. Those guys smell blood. Kobe said, you know what? All right, my team missed the first 4 shots. All right, Black Mamba time. All right, Michael Jordan, his team missed the first 3 shots. Okay, Black Cat time. So when you're looking at where these guys put it on their backs, this is what they do. This is what they do. You're looking at Danny Green, 15 points. Key pickup from the Spurs. I'm looking at Pascal Siakam, 16 points and 13 rebounds in the lineup, double-double. That right there is a hidden gem on the team. Kyle Lowry, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 15 assists. Huge. He's playing better with Kawhi Leonard's there. Serge Ibaka had a career night, 34 points, 10 rebounds, and he was 15 for 17. You know why the name of this whole Raptors clip? Kawhi Leonard. Y'all lost. No Kawhi Leonard on the floor. The Lakers are not ready to make that next move in the Western Conference until they find them another shooter and another great defender. You're not making no noise this year. We're going to wait till next year. Maybe you may land Anthony Davis. Who knows? Who knows? You got to do something. And you're looking at where this team lost. The Raptors beat them on the glass, 49-38. They offense rebounds, Raptors won that, 13-6. Turnovers will kill you. Lakers had 15. The Raptors had 11. Can't do that. Point blank period. You can't do that. You gotta play with a purpose, people. You gotta play with a purpose.